I've been perfecting my website for 6 weeks while my competitor already has clients. Spent more time choosing fonts than actually serving customers. Perfectionism is procrastination wearing a fancy outfit. Done is better than perfect, and perfect is the enemy of profitable. That's what we're talking about on the porch today. Hey there, I'm GP, and this is where we talk about the stuff that keeps us up at 2 a.m. The messy, complicated, beautiful human parts of being a millennial trying to figure it out. You know those conversations you have with your closest friends? The ones where you finally admit you're not okay, you don't have it all figured out, and you're just doing your best with what you've got? That's what happens here. Whether you're dealing with a brain that works differently, relationships that feel complicated, money that makes no sense, or just trying to take care of yourself in a world that profits from your exhaustion, you're not alone in this. So grab your coffee, find a comfortable spot, and let's get real for a few minutes. This is your reminder that you're not broken, you're not behind, and you're definitely not the only one feeling this way. Welcome to the porch. Let's talk. Today we're diving head first into a topic that hits close to home for so many of us, especially those venturing into the entrepreneurial world. It's that sneaky little voice that tells us, it's not ready yet. Just one more tweak, one more perfect pixel. You know the one. The voice that convinces us that perfection is the prerequisite for progress. But what happens when the quest for flawless becomes a roadblock? A fancy excuse for not actually starting? What happens when you're still polishing your digital storefront while someone else, perhaps with a less than perfect but perfectly functional offering, is already out there, connecting with clients and building a thriving venture? It's a tough pill to swallow, but it's a conversation we need to have. Let's get real for a moment. I recently had a moment of stark realization. I was deep in the weeds, agonizing over the perfect shade of blue for a button on my website, tweaking font sizes and rearranging sections for the umpteenth time. 6 weeks, folks. 6 weeks of what felt like productive work, but in hindsight, was a masterclass in sophisticated procrastination. And then the gut punch. A competitor, someone who started around the same time, already had a handful of clients. Their website? Functional, clear, but definitely not perfect by my self-imposed, ever-shifting standards. It wasn't about the aesthetics, it was about the action. This experience really highlighted how easy it is to get caught up in the trap of endless refinement. We tell ourselves we're being diligent, thorough, ensuring quality. But often, underneath that desire for perfection is fear. Fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough. And that fear manifests as an obsession with details that ultimately don't move the needle. It's a comfort zone, isn't it? Staying in the creation phase, away from the vulnerability of putting our work out there. So how do we break free from this cycle? It starts with a mindset shift. The mantra, done is better than perfect, isn't just a catchy phrase. It's a survival guide for entrepreneurs. Think about it. Every successful product, service, or business started somewhere. It wasn't born fully formed and flawless. It evolved. It iterated. It got feedback from real users and clients, and then it improved. The key is to launch, learn, and then iterate. Your first version doesn't need to be your final version. It just needs to be good enough to serve its purpose and provide value. What's the minimum viable product? The core offering you can get out there today. What's one small step you can take to engage with potential clients, even if your website isn't 100% ready? Maybe it's a simple landing page, a social media post, or a direct conversation. The goal is to start gathering real-world data, to understand what your audience truly needs, rather than guessing in isolation. Because the truth is, perfect is often the enemy of profitable. This isn't about rushing or putting out shoddy work either. It's about intentional progress over stagnant perfection. It's about understanding that the real learning, the real growth, and the real impact happen when you engage with the world, not when you're hiding behind a screen endlessly tweaking. So if you're out there caught in a loop of perfecting your passion project, your business idea, or even just a personal goal, I invite you to take a deep breath and ask yourself, what's one thing I can launch, share, or do today, even if it's not perfect? Let's embrace the messy, beautiful journey of getting things done, learning along the way, and serving those who need what we have to offer. Because that's where the magic truly happens. And that's what we're talking about on the porch today. Thank you for joining me today on Wisdom from the Porch with GP. I hope our conversation has offered you a moment of reflection, a spark of inspiration, or a practical tool to navigate your journey with greater ease. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on these valuable conversations. Until next time, remember to find your wisdom on the porch. Take good care. And from my heart to yours, keep thriving.